I'm going to remove the clutch cover today on the XR150L. To start, I've drained the oil and got some drain pans underneath it. I poked some holes in some cardboard to put my bolts in here because they're probably going to be all different lengths. I'm going to start with this one, so this will be my first one, and I'm going to go around clockwise. Also, you need to pull the cotter pin here. I've already loosened it up, that's why it's sticking out a little bit. So I'm going to pull that off so I can remove the brake linkage. Let's get started, see what we got in here. My clutch is fried. I don't know how bad yet, but we're going to find out. Just a washer and a cotter pin. I'm going to loosen my brake at the back just to make it a little easier. Takes the tension off. Go ahead and pull my spring off right here as well for the rear brake light. There's another little tensioner. We'll just take it off and it'll make it nice and easy. Okay, leave that right there. Now we're going to get started with cracking the bolts loose. I'm not tearing my cup gasket. Oh, that came off really nice. I think I can reuse that gasket. Just in case anything gets bumped, I want to show the inside. This is your clutch lever arm right here. That's the return spring right there at the bottom. And when you pull on your clutch lever, it raises this piece right here, which is going to push in on that. Set this out of the way for now. This is your centrifugal internal filter. You'll pull these 3 screws to clean the sludge out of it and to remove the nut to remove the housing to gain access to your clutch. So what I'm going to do is use a copper washer. This is a crush washer for an oil drain plug. These are trackside from Cycle Gear, and not that it matters, but it's just where I got them. You can drop it right in between these gears right here. And it shouldn't hurt anything. You spin it over, it'll kind of just wedge it. That one. I just squeeze on it tight and it's a little risky having your fingers in there, but not too bad. These 3 screws should all be the same. There is a gasket in here, as you can see right there. Gotta get a rag. This is where your internal nut is. Right there. My internal filter is pretty clean, but you have to remove that nut so you can remove this housing so you can get your clutch packs off. For loosening up these 4 bolts, I've just wedged my copper gasket right in there, and that allows everything to lock up so I can get the torque off of these. There's your bearing. You'll want to check it, make sure it rotates good. Mine rotates fine. Pull the springs off. And this right here is not going to come off without pulling that first. And I don't have the special tool. I'm going to have to make one. Well, let's see what we got here. Hopefully it'll fit. Ooh, it fits. Alright, so I need to put this back in here. And let me show you. All I did was stick a copper washer between the gears right there. That's just going to help hold everything still while I break this nut loose. Get my impact. Let's try that again. Try it with the impact, see what happens. There we go. Just like butter. And this tool was made out of a 13/16 Hart 12-point socket. I just left 4 of the teeth on there that mesh up with our spanner nut. Over there where you can see it a little better. Not a perfect fit, but it works. Got it off anyways. Get my crush washer out. Tore it up pretty bad. But that's why you use copper, so it doesn't hurt anything else. Washer inside there, and then your sludge. Not a whole lot of sludge in this one. It's pretty clean, as you can see, but just a little bit in there. I'll clean it out good and we'll put it all back together. I've already broke this nut loose. Got a nut and a washer. Then we can pull the entire assembly off as a unit. So there's a a bushing on the back side here. It goes in right there. Slide it back on. Got a little in play there, but nothing I'm concerned about. I was a little bit concerned of the play between the gear and the clutch housing, but I see now there's springs in there that dampen that. So it is a dampened clutch housing. So that's pretty cool, actually. The old bikes were not like that. There's a washer right there. It's important to note. See if I can. There it is. There's that washer on my finger, and it goes right there. I'm gonna set this down. Here's one of my outer clutch packs. All I've done is pull this one off. A few fibers left on that one, not a lot. Disc looks pretty good. Here's my first one of that style. Not a whole lot of meat on it, but frankly more than I expected. I'm just kind of looking here, playing, seeing what I got. Seeing how much, if any, damage was done. It's honestly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Alright, so that's my last disc right there. That goes in there just like that. It's pretty cool how that is a shock absorber, so to speak. Didn't expect that. It's neat.